our live. So today we have a good one. Oh, do we have a good one? So just a couple of house rules real quick. Hey, please make sure you showcase your first and last name. Please remain muted because our investor is really busy and she has a limited time. Please no writing on the screen, no soliciting or promoting something. That's not right, right? Our investor took time out of her busy schedule, which you're about to hear, and took time to share and show what she's doing. And then you get to ask questions. You get to ask questions by putting it in the chat. So again, thank you for utilizing that. Again, this is awesome. Scott Boko, Yaz, and the admin team, thank you for allowing us to be able to do this property tour. This is really awesome. We had, I love to say Happy New Year because we're still in January, right? So we're at the very end, but Happy New Year for the folks I have never seen or met before, but welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. Now, because this is live, make sure you have your pen and paper because there'd be some nuggets that you may want to write down as you may want to learn how to become a real estate investor, or you're already a real estate investor and you just want to take good notes. So again, I know Sandra has a lot of gems that she's going to share with us, and I'm really appreciative of that. Speaking of that, I'm just going to make sure everything's up and running. It looks like it. So this is going to be really awesome. So again, we do this every Saturday. Oh my gosh. So last year was an awesome year. I mean, we may probably not have done maybe 3 because like national holidays or something like that, but every Saturday in 2022, we had a property tour and we're on track to do that again for 2023. So this is awesome. So can you do real estate investing? Yes, you can. Matter of fact, Sandra is going to actually talk about that. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And Sandra, if you don't mind coming out on screen so people get to know who you are, why you got started real estate investing, and just, thank you for your time. So I'm just going to let you go ahead and start there.
Good morning.
Good morning. Oh, we got a little echo, just a little echo. Oh, you're still muted, yeah. But that's what we say, hey, this is live and this is awesome. But man, when she shows you what you're about to see, it's going to be really
all right.
awesome. There you go.
Maybe, can you hear me well?
I can hear you.
All right. No more echo because I feel like it's a little echo in here.
Just a little bit, but we lost your video there. There we go. So we got your video.
Awesome. Well, thank you everybody for being here. First of all, for taking a little bit of time of your morning and be here. I mean, it's not easy. It's a Saturday for some people. It's a day off. And just by you as being here, I mean, I congratulate you for taking the time and come and listen to a little bit of my story, right? So thank you so much.
So you know what? So one of the things I always like to ask right up front, do you have a family?
I do have a family.
Wait a
minute. I love my family.
You have a family and you do real estate investing?
I do. Yes.
Oh, wow. So you're out in Utah, you have a family. So why did you get started in real estate investing?
Oh, that's a very great question, Keith, because I'm from Mexico. I came to the United States a while ago and in pursuit of something different, I was desperate to help my parents back then and myself. We wanted, you're gonna notice a little bit of emotion in myself still because of everything that I've been through and also what I've been able to accomplish thanks to becoming an investor, right? But yeah, it's I came to the United States in desperation for something different and did my best, right? Did my best, working hard, 2 or 3 jobs, sleeping 2 hours a day sometimes. And then I got married let's complicate our life a little bit more, right?
I think all the married folks, I think they say yes.
So no, it's been a fun ride. It's been a fun ride with my husband. My biggest supporter is right there all the time. He's been there for me, and we complement each other. So that's the beauty of it. But yeah, I mean, it's working hard, got married, have a kid. So now I have two families, right? My parents and my new family here that I gotta support. So yes, so sometimes it's like, okay, just work harder, right? Work harder and be tired all the time. And that's something that when I started studying investing in real estate, that's one of the things that I saw, right? It's like right away, the banking strategy that we learn, it's amazing. It just created that light that I wanted.
So what I think I'm hearing is, so you wanted something better, and you done like a lot of us, just put your head down and just grind, keep working hard, and then you achieve that dream, and you realize at some point, yeah, it's not that you can't work hard, but they said, wait a minute, maybe there's a better way. And then it sounds like, just like you did and I did, we saw this thing called real estate investing, and we was curious of how that actually worked. And you say, well, if I can work hard, I can achieve that. And I think is that what you and your husband saw? You say, wait a minute, we're not downing ourselves as our hard workers, but we saw this thing called real estate investing. Now, did you always knew how to do it, or did you learn how to become a real estate investor?
I ran, yeah, it's so funny. It's now I learned every single word of it. I didn't know anything about it. When you realize that there's people out there that you think that may know something better, like guide you in buying a house or guide you on how to get a credit, things like that, right? Well,
Yeah.
I didn't have that, but I got a little pissed about it, and then I realized that wasn't helping me either. So, but yeah, I didn't know anything about it, and I learned every single word of real estate investing, the terms, all of it. That's why I love this education, because it's right there with my busy schedule. Just coming home, make cook really quick, go back to the next job, pick up kid, mommy life. Yay.
Wait a minute, you was able to do all of that and still learn with the education and
Still learn. I
Wow.
put my radio. Yes, I put my radio, and that's why I love this. I mean, it's like on your own time, and you just gotta be creative, right? And just plugging into the radio and listening to it, and come home, write things that I didn't know, and look it up into dictionary, find the answer for that concept, and go back to the next day.
Wow, that's really awesome.
But you really gotta have that. I think we all have it, right? That desire for something better, and don't let that flame that got you here stop it from keep going. Because it's sometimes you will feel like it's not worth it, or it's too much, but just think about where you were before and where you are now.
Wow, that's
right.
powerful.
And
That's powerful.
yeah, that's something that keeps me going when I feel like, oh my gosh, this is a lot. But really, I mean, just listening right now to my kids, thank God I keep providing for my parents, and that's becoming more easier nowadays. But my kids, just becoming that inspiration for my kids is what keeps me moving. And they are the ones that saw me when I was in my lowest, and they are that keep seeing me keep going. And that is just an inspiration for me when they tell me, Mom, if you can do it, I can do it. And I was born here, and I have the language, I have the documents to go and do whatever I want, and you came here without anything of that, and look at you, look at what you've accomplished, and you just keep going. And I'm like, well, it's just one day at a time. I love one day at a time.
Well, you know what? I tell you what, I commend you, because a lot of people, you know, you support not only your family, your mother and father, but your parents, but you also your current and also your kids, right? Which is also your current. But you look at the generation in between, and people always will say, you know, I want to create generational wealth, and they always think about money. But what you just said was, it's not just generational wealth for money, but it's also generational knowledge. So your kids actually are watching you achieve, do something. Sometimes it's not what we say to our kids, it's what the kids see us do. And it's really awesome that you and your husband decided, you know what, we hard workers, let's learn, let's connect with this community. You know, you put your head to the grind, you threw away all the excuses, and man, I just say that's really awesome. That's really awesome.
Yes, I think what you said, it's exactly what I am pursuing. You know, it's sometimes you gotta be a pioneer, you know, and we are so desperate to have that thing that we dream about right now, that we're missing the bigger point. You're
Yeah.
right. But yeah, it's just that generational wealth, knowing that my kids in their future, it will become something that they can rely on, and they don't have to forget about whether they want to pursue or what they want, or because of limitations of money, you know. But it's most generational wealth. Okay, this is the foundation that keeps building on. And I may not be able to see it, but I want to be that pioneer in the history of my family that
Well,
said, because of my mom, because of my grandma, because of my great grandma started this, now I am able to go to school without being thinking that I cannot go because of money, or maybe travel because I want to pursue something different in another country and start something different, but I'm not able because now I have to work if I want to pursue that. But I mean, but it's not going to be easy for them either, because I have to put something that keeps on growing in there, not just grab it and take it. You know, you have to set your own standards for your legacy. So yeah, that's why I keep moving. That's my mission, that's my vision. And when I came into this community, I didn't have any of that. All I wanted to is to help my parents and my kids.
that's
And along the way, that's all I wanted, right? That's all I wanted. That was the big cake. But in order to get that big cake, I got to get the right ingredients in that big cake. And I'm still working on it,
well, you know what?
right? I'm
I think
still
we all
working
are.
on it.
I think we all are,
Yes.
and
And
I'm so glad.
yes. And I'm tasting a piece of it every time I make one. And then I move things around. It's like, okay, this cake, it came out good, but it needs something different in it. So let's switch it. And that's why it comes all the community. That's the classes. Okay, what else can I combine? You know, like do this and combine it with this and make this big new project and see how that goes. You know,
Yes.
but it's just that vision, that, and then the tools. You have the tools right here. And it's not just the way I'm talking, is I combine my food, my kids, my family, my business, you know, I put it all together. So when I am desperate, not like, what else can I do? What else can I do? I mix it with my health, because that's something that is very important for me. Because without it, we cannot keep going. So that's why I mix the food ingredients, because I have to make it healthy.
Yeah,
It
and
has
I,
to
I
be
think,
healthy for my family.
and I can see you definitely are very passionate, and matter of fact, your passion is bleeding over to me, because I'm like, oh, this is awesome. And the people in the chat's like, hey, this is you, your story is awesome. Matter of fact, because you talk about those things, we really, so if you don't mind, let's go ahead and look at you kind of your before pictures of the property. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen real quick, and let's see. Let me know if you can see my screen.
I do.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go to the next one. So what is this? You mean, you say you learn, you got connected with the community, you the pioneer. So here's the property. So tell us, what is this property right here? What is this?
This is a property that is a duplex, and we found it at first on the MLS, right?
Okay.
And my husband is the one that does that. He looks for the properties on the MLS, because he's so good at it. I can tell you that he became better at it than me, and I love it. I love it because that way you can delegate.
Matter of fact, I think you have him watching the kids right now, right?
Yes, so he looked at this property on the MLS, and then by the time he came and told me, we were learning, right? So by the time he came and told me, hey, there's this duplex, look at it and see how it is. And I said, oh, it doesn't look that bad. When we called the agent to put an offer, the offer was gone. Somebody else came and took it. So it's like, oh, darn it, we lost it. That's okay, next, until the next, right? But like 3 weeks after, I was contacted by a friend of mine, a wholesaler, and he said, hey, Sandra, I have this property. I told him, hey, you were the one. Okay, that's how it is. Okay. That's how it is. All right. And he said, I know you were on the lookout for something like this. So here you go. So let me know if you're interested. And I said, yes, I am interested. So it was a little over, but I didn't mind, I didn't mind that he made some money on it, because why not, right? It's he's doing his part. So I wanted the property, and I said, go ahead, let's do this. So we submit an offer, and it was accepted. So that's the beginning of it. We got started. And a lot of surprises came in the way. But yeah, this is a duplex.
How many bedrooms? How many baths?
I'm sorry, what?
How many bedrooms? How many baths?
This is a duplex that has, well, at the beginning, it had only one bathroom, in the garage, and it was like a living area in the bottom, but it was unfinished. And one side was the side where you can see the truck was, it had a tenant on it, a tenant that lived there for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other side, the previous owner that had died, it was fixing it, because he had a very bad tenants on that side and destroyed that side. And they were all actually doing some meth in that side, on the side of where the car is. Mm-hmm. So we remediate that side, and I start working on that side while we were talking with the tenant to see his situation and where he wanted to be. Because it's like, you will have the option to stay or leave, but on different terms, right?
Right.
So we started working on the side that had to be remediated, and that was a very interesting process, because it was the first time that I was doing it, or I found I had found different properties with meth, but I didn't fix them, let's say, right? I was just wholesaling them. And in this one, it was really a big headache for the previous owner because they created a meth lab in there. So at the end, that's probably what it took his life. But I'm grateful that it came out good. Like the persons from there were removed, and we just had to work on the property and make it healthy for the next family that will come and live in there.
Yeah, because that's one of the things I noticed, as we call ourselves educated real estate investors, we help solve people's problems. And it sounds like the previous owner had a problem, didn't know how to technically solve it, but because you educated, you're part of the community, that support structure, you learn how to mediate those type of things, even though you were doing wholesaling, but now, you know, all inclusive, you were able to solve a problem. And that's what I learned over time is the more problems I solve, the better I become as a real estate investor.
Oh yeah, that's has been like very knowledgeable. I mean, knowing how to do it and how to put our family health and like in a healthy environment. And just the fact that probably sometimes people live in those places without knowing, it's scary.
Yeah.
It's
So
scary.
this picture on the right, is that like what the kitchen used to look like?
Yeah, the kitchen used to be very enclosed. Uh, and yeah, it used to look like that, very old cabinets, and it was enclosed. It had yeah, the sink didn't even work.
Wait a minute, the sink didn't even work.
Yes, yeah, the sink didn't even work. I mean, they had a bucket underneath, and I don't know how the previous tenant that was living in here, it was currently living in very bad situation.
No.
But I guess it's I mean 20 years living in one side, and it was probably because it was very comfortable for him because of what he was paying. And that's when you realize that being comfortable, it doesn't get you anywhere.
Yeah. Well, that's a nugget. That's a golden nugget you just dropped today. I hope everybody's writing that one down. Wow.
Yeah.
If you just comfortable, you actually go nowhere. So wow. So,
No,
so
that's
what was happening now? What was happening here? Was this
no,
the
that
kitchen?
yeah, we tear down the kitchen and was like, no, this is not a good place. Even though we were going to put new tenants in there, and it was going to be a buy and hold. Well, it was going to be a fix and flip at the beginning. We're going to flip it, we're going to fix it, and we're going to flip it. Because yes, why not? We're going to make a lot of money, right? We're going to make some money, and we can do this and this. Okay. And that's when the ingredient change. But anyways, we tore down the kitchen and open up the living and the kitchen area. So where you can see, this was a process for us. We didn't do any of the demolition, but we came often to see the process of it. Because sometimes you learn by seeing, and you want to, especially the way my standards are set up, I want to do things correctly. And then learning also through the education, it also helps you more on the long term. So I'm all the way up about a return on investment. So that's why we were looking at every step of it, like, okay, what are we finding? Sometimes in order for the sometimes they want to just make the job quick, and then it doesn't help. It's just like the previous owner was doing. He wanted to make a job very quick. It was he was probably a good person, but it was not very knowledgeable.
Yeah.
And he created more problems than the ones he was trying to solve. So
Yeah, you know what?
yeah.
That brings up a good point, right? So it wasn't that the person, the previous owner was a bad. That's why we talk about the education. Learn so that way it will take care of your future problems without you even knowing. And sometimes a lot of people want to take a lot of shortcut, and you're right. The ones who keep taking those shortcuts, they create actually more problems. Like this looked like a problem right I'm looking at right now. What is that?
Yeah.
The piping system? It was at the bathroom?
Yeah, that was at the bathroom. He was doing his own job. I don't know if he knew anything about plumbing, but yeah, he was trying to fix things on his own, and yeah, that's. I mean, I wouldn't even touch it because I'm not a plumber, but that's why you create relationships and you network and you listen. You listen to the classes and try to do it right, as much as you can, right?
So you know what? That's
But
interesting because you're saying that you first of all, what I thought I heard was you didn't pick up a hammer and you wasn't swinging anything. You're already busy, right?
I am already busy. Yes.
But you learn how to do this. You know how to negotiate. You know what to, and then you added your own standards to what you want this to be. You went from being a fix and flip to now it sounds like this is a buying or a fix and hold. Like you rent
Yeah.
it. Yeah, awesome.
Fix and hold. I changed the ingredient in there. But yes, yeah, no, I don't intend to become a plumber or an electrician or something like that. I'm already busy. So no, I learned another great word that I learned through the education, besides ROI, that I didn't know what the heck that was at. And I didn't know what leverage was. I had to look it up in the dictionary. I said, okay, what the heck is this word? Why do you have to do ROI instead of return on investment?
Yeah,
Thanks.
understanding the
Thanks.
foundation. Yeah, I know.
Yes. Now you have to do a CMA. What the heck is a CMA? Okay. Right. So
But you
that was
learned.
me.
Yeah, but
That
you
was me
learned.
in the beginning. Yes, that was me. And it has helped me tremendous. I mean, not only improved my knowledge in investment, but in my knowledge in English. But yes, and then this word leverage. Okay, what is that, right? Leverage. I had to look it up and try to find out what the heck it was that in Spanish first. And I've been living in the United States more than 20 years, but those words didn't. I mean, you're not among investors, be in that community of people when you heard people talking that way.
Yeah.
And to say okay, what are they saying? Those words I didn't know. So I had to know that. So
So
leverage.
so when you talk with
Leverage.
your general contractor, right? Because as you were saying, you were saying there was a slight language barrier. So I know that education is now the workbooks and everything are in Spanish. But when you was communicating with your general contractor, like I'm looking at the picture here, did you help with the design? Like this, you knew what you wanted to be?
Yes, I mean, you learn that you gotta improve the house, right? You gotta improve. That's why you do a fix and flip. You're fixing it. But yeah, part of the design. I care about families. I'm here because of my parents, and I continue doing this because of my kids. I love families. I love people, and I love to improve their lifestyle. I want to create that lifestyle that they desire, to not just to come and live in a place, but to really enjoy living in that place. So
Awesome.
yes, so for me it's like, look, you gotta be working your own steps. I know you right now probably don't afford a house, but look, you can live in this nice apartment, nice house, whatever, if you rent it. But it's a way of me of inspiring them to move to the next step.
Yeah.
After living in a place that is being nice, all they want is something better, or go for something different. And that's my mission, like creating that lifestyle. I didn't have it as I was growing up. My parents didn't have it. So that became a mission for me to help others, you know, to have those nice houses to live in.
And I like that. You like to, pass things on. And somebody asked, so we're about to go to the live tour. So I'm gonna stop my camera. I'm stop sharing right here. And as we switch over, there was a question. Let me make sure I get the question here. There was a question like, how long have you been a real estate investor?
I've been 4 years. I'm gonna be on my 4th year. I think it's my 5th year already. Yes, 4.5 years.
So wait a minute, you're busy, you're real estate investors, y'all taking actions, you about to walk through the property and show us like, what you have going on. This is really awesome. And Patricia, we're actually gonna go over the numbers after she does the walkthrough of the property. But again, this is a duplex, right? And you said it was the 1 bedroom, 1 bath, but with what we saw, it sounds like you converted something. So what is it now?
It's 2 bedrooms, 2 baths.
Per side?
Per side.
So wait a minute, you added a room and a bathroom?
And a bathroom. And it has laundry in it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And yeah. And I love it. It has also a little backyard and 1-car garage. Is awesome.
Yeah. Can you show us? Because I think other people are like, oh, we saw the pictures of before, but can you show us what it is right now?
Yeah, let me just turn on the camera and let me show you a little bit. Come on. Okay.
And if you could turn your camera sideways.
Yes. Technology has to work with me. Okay, there you go. So this is the view from the living room. As you can see, right now it's a little white outside, but you can see the mountains far away. So it has a great view from the living room. This is the living room. We remove it was carpet before, and we put floors. And we open up in between that, the kitchen, we open up the wall that is where you can see the lights right there. It was a wall, so we remove it. So we made it like an open concept.
That's nice.
So that's the kitchen. It is a very nice space, let me tell you. And that's where we put the laundry. Right now we're gonna take out the laundries because it's part of we're gonna just leave it for the new tenants, because this one's going to be rented, but we're gonna take the laundry out. They're gonna bring out their own washer and dryer. So this is their bathroom, one of the bathrooms that we did.
So just want to make sure. So this is a duplex, but for today, yes, because there's a tenant in the other one, we're only going to show one side. So is it? Yes. So is it kind of fair to say that both sides kind of look the same?
Yeah, both sides are exactly the same. This is the master bedroom. That's the closet, and it also has a backyard.
So each side have their own backyard space. Yes,
each side has their own backyard. It's really nice. And then we go downstairs.
So some people say, how long did it take you to renovate?
Oh,
we're starting to lose.
And this is the other bathroom that we added.
I think we are about to lose you.
That's the other bathroom.
Hold on just for a second. I think we're...
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, now we can see it.
Froze. Okay. So that's the second bathroom that we added down here. It was nothing here. We built all the walls.
Somebody say, is that your?
Yes, that was.
Or was that your general contractor? Yes. So this is all your work?
Well, no, that's my general contracts work.
I mean, you kind of
I would probably still working on it if I did it myself. And this is the new concept. We put a black bedroom. in here. It has a walk-in closet in it. And that's the exit to the garage. It has a garage.
Wow. Each side has a garage, 2 bedrooms, 2 bath for each one of them. So the question came up was like, why did you choose black for your bedroom?
Why did I choose black? That was part of my kids' design. I include my kids in the designs, and we look up for new things, new concepts. And black was one of the new concepts that was coming up. It's not just being white or gray or yellow. So black, it's a pop-up color. And my daughter said, let's do a black bedroom. So they're part of the business. So I said, okay, let's try it. And it seems to be working. A lot of people like it.
You know what? I'm smiling because I did the exact same thing. My son was like, hey, you can't do that. You can't leave the fireplace like that. And so we went with his idea. And again, that's what we were talking about earlier. It's not just generational wealth for money, but it's the knowledge and the attitude of I can do this too. And because you allow them to participate in this, you are, man, y'all are rock stars family, showing them there's a way that they can do this too. And it's all about action. And as a real estate investor, it's nice to see families taking action and leaving all the excuse aside. That is really, and people are saying, nice job, really nice job.
Thank you. Yeah, and then just like I said, I'm not just gonna build generational wealth to pass it on. They have to be involved in it. And that's also one of the inspirations when I heard Mark Kohler saying that their kids are part of their company. And it became something that I wanted to do too. But you gotta learn, you gotta teach your kids to become the adults that you want them. So yeah, I'm not just gonna leave them like, let's say, money if they don't know how to manage it or they don't know what to do with it. No, that's not my legacy.
How long did it take y'all from the time y'all started the renovation to when it was complete? How long did that take?
It took us 6 months.
Okay.
6 months, basically because of the remediation on that side. It took a little longer because it was really bad. And then, but it helped us in a way deal with the other side and the tenant.
Now, did that tenant stay or did you get a new tenant?
No, that tenant decided to move out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, people are saying, some good choices here. And we are about to get to the numbers here real quick. So it sounds like when y'all first initially started, you wanted to do a fix and flip. But as a real estate investor, as part of the education and community, we talk about not just buying a house, right? But we're talking about having multiple strategies. And it sounds like somewhere in there, y'all had a shift from a
Yeah.
fix and flip to buy a home. What was that? What made y'all make that decision?
Well, it was that term, return on investment, and the leverage. So we had to come up with either when you what I love this education and the community also is because what you got to make yourself, okay, you're doing this to get an outcome, right? And what's the situation that you're in right now, and what can you what works best for you and your current situation. So if we were to sell it and obtain a profit, thank God we have been working for a couple of years on the investing that put us in a better position. But we decided to keep it on the long term because the return on investment, it will be better than the massive profit in 6 months.
Yeah, I agree. Matter of fact, some people are asking questions like, how do you do that? So just for everybody, let you know, right after this, we do have a meeting that actually talk about the education, the questions that you're asking, like how do you manage, how do you get started, how did that whole process get started is right after this. And so you probably want to reach out to the person who invited you to this meeting, and it's a different Zoom link. So you probably want to go ahead and reach out to them now because we're about to go into the numbers. So that way you can get invited to the next meeting. But no, I agree with you. I like, so I had done fix and flips, short-term rentals, but I do like, the passive income of having, rental properties, because over time, there's so many advantages. I agree with you, you return on investments that a lot of people may not understand right now. But as they become part of the community and connect with us, they will understand exactly what you're talking about. So speaking of that, let's go ahead and just let me share my numbers or your numbers. So give me a quick second here and see if we can see that. And if you don't mind just kind of walking us through, because some people may not understand some of the words too. So if you don't mind like talking about the purchase and go from there.
Yeah, the purchase price was 265,000. And we got a Harmony lender that gave us 85% of that. So and then the rehab cost that we estimated was 80,000. And that was from private money. And the gap money, where we had came up with at the closing table, it was 39,750. That was our own money that we had, that we didn't have before, but thanks to the education and applying what we've been learning, instead of going from negative numbers, we came up with having some money. and that's the process, and that's the beauty of it. So that money didn't cost us anything. And so the rehab and the acquisition and the holding cost, it was 2,310 for the 6 months. So we estimated an ARV of 420 at the end of it, and we will have to have a profit if it would have sold at 420 of 50,670. So it sounds like, yay, a lot of money. We can do it, right?
Yeah. So somebody asked a question just for clarity. They were saying, did you put any of your own money into the deal, or was it just private and hard money?
In this case, we had the rehab cost from a private money, and we gave them 10% of it for the 6 months. So they actually were in love with it, because their money wasn't even making money in the bank, that it was losing money. So, and then what we came out with the gap money, it was our own money, but we didn't start it that way. We started by doing it without having money. It was scary, I'm not gonna lie. And like, how am I gonna fucking do this? I'm sorry, my language. But that's something that you say what? You listen to those things and are like, what? You say what? And I'm here because I need money. And now you're telling me that I'm gonna do this without money? How's that possible, right? But that's the question. That's the beauty of it. How is that possible?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's not about can I do it? Can I not do it? It's how can I do it? How is that possible? Teach me how. I want to learn how. Okay, who do I go to, right? And what can I do about it? It's not easy. It's not an easy thing. And it's like, yes, I'm gonna tell you what to do and depend on other people. You gotta be responsible. And that's what I did. So that's where the knowledge and the education came in. And it's like, okay, just what classes do I have to learn? Okay, this class. At the beginning, I studied contracts, banking strategy, buy and hold class, fix and flip class, market analysis, and how to raise money in partnerships.
Whoa, wait a minute, hold on. You had all these fears that I heard, but now I'm hearing you was knocking down your fears because you were taking it on by saying, hey, I'm going to learn this, I'm going to learn this. And it sounds like you kind of reduced that initial fear because you started to learn, and then you had the support of the community saying you can do this.
Of course, that's how fear works. So yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So there was a piece that I kind of like how you kind of threw it in there just real quick, but somebody asked about like the gap funding, but you kind of said that, yeah, that was your money, but it was a way that you was already doing some other real estate deals and some other things within the community allow you to have that money to be able to do this deal. So in other words, not like you saved up for it. You actually took actions with some other real estate transactions and stuff within the community to allow you to have that 39,750, but then you learn how to negotiate and to raise money and have a conversation with a hard money lender for them to provide the funding for that, and then have a private investor to say, you know what, I like your numbers, I understand what you're trying to do, it makes sense. And they felt that you was doing the right thing, you and your husband, and they felt that, you know what, y'all are responsible, I'm going to provide the funding. So it's a win-win for you and for them, because it sounds like you took care of your private investor also.
Yeah, it's just like at the beginning, the beauty of this education is that while you concentrate and what you want, like me in the long term, it's about the cash flow and having those properties. It may change in the future, but it may change from single family to commercial, I don't know, but having those properties that every month you get that cash flow, but you're not also getting at the cash flow, you're getting the satisfaction that you put a family in a nice house, and they're having that protection. But it's also like in the process of doing this, you can get this other ingredient and try it out. So while I was learning, I tried out wholesaling, and I got the community a bigger investor that I already was doing wholesaling. So I was, okay, what can I do to help you develop bigger business in wholesaling? So while I was learning, I was helping somebody else, and they were helping me also. So I got 4 wholesaling deals in the process that helped me put myself and my family in a better situation.
Wow.
See?
Yeah, that's so I know a lot of people saying, well, how did you do that? And you answer some of the questions that they have in the chat. And
yes, it's not just one thing. It's about what else can you do with what you already have. And if you don't have it, why don't you have it? What is preventing you, right? It's like a doctor that goes to take us, or like my kid that is studying music right now.
wow,
right?
that is awesome.
So what else can you do to help you get to where you want? And that's the power of the community, right? That's the power of the community.
So you initially started off by wanting to do this, and we're going to finish up the numbers here, but you initially started off wanting to do this for yourself. And as you was looking at that, you connected with the community to help with you, support you, but you wanted to also provide value to the community. And because you did that, you was able to also learn and take action on some real estate deals because you provided a service. So again, that's one thing I just want to remind a lot of people, this is a service-oriented community. And the more people serve, it just works. Now, I noticed that you had a profit on there. And so some people said, well, did you sell it? But isn't that like, if you would have sold it, that's the profit y'all would have made?
Yes. If this would have been my first fix and flip, I probably would have sold it. Because I was in need of money to put myself and my family in a different situation. Yes, this strategy works for that reason too.
So
Same
then,
wholesaling.
so now you have, I see the rent. So if you don't mind helping the people understand, so the rents, so is that for both sides is 1,500 or that's for one side?
That's for just one side.
So you have a duplex. So it's 1,500 for one side, 1,500 for the other side. But then it says your cash flow is 1,500. So are you saying that your tenant is technically taking care of all your bills?
Yes.
Ha! Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. So you acquired a property. You learn how to do it. You have a hard money lender to come in and support you in this. You already had some other deals working, so that way you had the gap money, which is the money that you brought to the table for closing. You learned how to do you didn't actually swing the hammers, but you learned how to manage a general contractor to get what your standards are. You were supporting the community supporting you. You ran the numbers. You realized, yeah, I can sell it, but my strategy for my family is long term. So yeah, I can make $50,000 now, but over the lifetime, I can make a lot more. So you have a duplex. Your tenant is actually taking care of all of your expenses, and so that means you cash flow 1,500 every single month. Did I get
Yeah.
that right? Wow.
Yeah.
That,
Yeah.
that is awesome because you and your family decided to take action. Are you still scared?
Of course.
But you took action and it's actually working. How do you feel?
Yeah, I mean, you don't get rid of fear. That's something that I've learned along the way to get mentor about, right? You don't, like I said, you don't do this alone. So I have been receiving a lot of help from people that know more than me, and I have looked for help also in areas that I was still in desperation. So yeah, but it's the biggest step is you at the beginning. Like what else? Like who is stopping you to become or to get what you want? And the answer is you. The answer is you.
Wow, that is so awesome. And you know what? I just want to say thank you because we're getting close to the to get ready for the other meeting. But I just want to thank you and your family just to take the time out. I'm looking at the chat. People that says, it's the mindset, your mindset, your family mindset. I mean, taking, if you want to say, direction from your kids and letting them participate. Oh my gosh, just that alone, right? It's just huge. And so people are saying, thank you for your story. It's a beautiful thing. I'm just looking at the chat, all around. People are saying this is awesome. Thank you for sharing. You didn't have to do this. I know you want to get back to your kids because I know that's really important. So we're going to go ahead and get ready to end this. Everybody, just remember, if you want to learn how this actually happens, how did she get started? Where's that support that she's talking about? Are you looking for that same support? Just contact the person who invited you here and they get you taken care of. So again, Sandra, on behalf of the whole community, just thank you. Scott Buckles, thank you for allowing us to use this platform to share that this actually happens. This is like live in action. Folks actually doing real estate investing, accomplishing their goals and dreams over time, but they started with learning. And so again, Sandra, thank you. Any last seconds you want to say, even if you want to say it in Spanish, it doesn't matter. Just share a couple seconds before we get off.
No, it's just thank you for the opportunity to allow me to share my story, and hopefully it becomes a little bit of a seed for inspiration for what all of you that are here want to accomplish in your lives. I wish you well. I wish you that you get what you are looking for. And I mean, if you are here, is for something. So stick with it. At the beginning, I came to all the meetings. I didn't know anything, like I said. I wanted to learn. I wanted to find a different way of doing things. And this is a different way. You can find other ways out there if you keep looking, but remember that your most valuable thing is your time. So don't waste it.
Awesome. Well, thank you with that, with those parting words. Everybody, thank you. Hey, reach out to the person. We have another meeting happen right after this. And next Saturday, we have another one. So again, enjoy your weekend, Sandra. Thank you for sharing. The admin team, Yaz, Scott Buckles, thank you. This is awesome. So you have I guess we're a little bit ahead of you in time. So I guess you can have the rest of your morning. So thank you.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day, everybody.